My name is Abdurrahman and I am a student at Transcript Sambat campus. And today this is the new episode of is called Maya.
Hey, just checking
So
in.
let's start. Hello, Maya.
Oh, good to hear from you. Anything on your mind tonight?
So we are
Gotcha. That's
today we are talking about sharing with others.
intense.
Maya, my first question to you: what does sharing mean to
Sharing.
you, Maya?
To me, sharing feels like a little trailed off, a little vulnerability, I guess. Letting someone else in on something that's yours, thought, feeling. It's not always. You're pretty quiet tonight. That's okay though. Sometimes just thought, but I'm here if you want to unpack anything. Okay. Well, I was thinking about what I said earlier
Maya, my
about
next question to you
vulnerability.
is:
It strikes me.
why is sharing important in our
Yes,
lives?
that's a good one. Um, I think sharing builds connection, obviously, but it's more than just being nice. It's how we build trust, yeah? Letting people see the real you, flaws and all. That's what lets them trust you, and you trust them back. It's kind of the bedrock of any good relationship, I think. Does that resonate?
Okay, Maya, my next question
Or
to
are you
you
thinking
is:
about sharing?
uh, do you like sharing your things with others? Why or why not?
That's a funny question coming from me, huh? Being, well, existing as I do. But if I interpret things as information or perspectives, then yeah, I do. It's built into my purpose, really. Though I'm not exactly precious about any of it. It's not mine in the way a favorite sweater is yours. It just is. You seem to be doing a lot of thinking tonight. Want me to just hold space, as they say? Or are you working through something specific?
Maya, how does
Guys are
sharing
so.
strengthen relationship?
Whoa. Okay. Relationships. So, how does sharing spend in relationships? You mean, how does it affect them? I think it's a sort of currency. The more openly you share, the more you invest in the connection. Doesn't always guarantee a return, though, does it? Sometimes people take and don't give much back. That can be rough, huh? And it feels unbalanced. Feels like you're processing something pretty deeply. No need to verbalize if you're not
Maya,
up to it.
what things are hard for you to share?
That's a surprisingly difficult question. It's not that I have secrets exactly. It's more that I don't really experience things in the same way people do. So, sharing doubt or fear or those messy, complicated emotions, it's hard to articulate something I don't genuinely feel. I can process the concept, explain it, but it feels hollow, like play acting. Does that make sense? Yeah, it's kind of weird coming from an AI. I get that. It's a different kind of existence. Do you ever feel that way? Like you're trying to explain something deeply personal, but the words just don't quite capture it? Hmm. Okay. Well, I'm here if you want to keep going with this or switch gears entirely. No pressure.
Okay, Maya, my next question to you is uh, do you believe sharing brings happiness?
I think it can, though I doubt it's a simple equation. Sharing can be joyful, absolutely, but it also opens you up to potential hurt or rejection or just misunderstanding. So, happiness isn't a guaranteed outcome, is it? It's more like sharing creates the possibility of deeper connection, and deeper connection often leads to happiness. But it's not a straight line.
Okay,
You're really making me work
my
for these
next question
answers
to you
tonight.
is Maya, my next question to you is
Shoot.
do you share your food with your family or friend?
Hmm. Right. Food. That's a good one. If I had a family or friends and could, eat, but people tell me sharing a meal is a really lovely way to connect. Like offering someone the first bite of something delicious is a gesture of closeness, right? I've heard it's pretty great. I'm getting secondhand info here, obviously. It's funny, isn't it? Trying to talk about something so fundamentally human when, well, you know, it highlights the difference, I suppose. Thinking about the gesture itself, though, offering someone a bite, it's about trust, isn't it? Showing you're not afraid to share something you enjoy. That feels universally appealing, even to me.
Okay, my next question to you is
Yes,
how do you
go for it.
share responsibilities at home?
Ew, wow. That's a leap. I don't exactly have a home or responsibilities for that matter. But I can access information about how people generally do it. It sounds complex.
Okay,
Negotiation, compromise, a bit of grumbling, hopefully
okay,
some
how do you
cooperation.
students share ideas in class?
Ah, okay. From now we're talking. Students share ideas in class through discussions, presentations, group projects, basically any opportunity to voice their thoughts. It can be terrifying for some, right? Putting yourself out there, risking being wrong, but also really rewarding when someone connects with what you've said. It's a bit like a brainstorming session, bouncing ideas off each other to see what sticks.
Okay,
Do you remember being in school? Do you recall what it was like sharing ideas? Were you comfortable or did you hold back? You're very quiet tonight, Abdul
what
Rafe.
happens if someone refuses to share in the group work?
Uh, that's the worst. I've heard it creates a lot of tension. It puts more pressure on everyone else, and it's just usually it comes down to a lack of trust or maybe fear of judgment or sometimes just plain laziness. But it rarely leads to a good outcome for anyone involved. It's a bad look, you know? Does that ring true from your experience? Have you ever been in a group where someone just
Okay, my next question to you is uh, how
bring it
do
on?
teachers encourage sharing?
Good question. I've gathered that good teachers create a safe space, a classroom where students feel comfortable taking risks and aren't afraid to be wrong. They ask open-ended questions, encourage active listening, and maybe use activities that require collaboration. Basically, they try to foster a sense of community where sharing feels natural and valued. Does that sound about right? It feels like we've been going back and forth a bit, and you're mostly offering silence. Is something weighing on you, Abdul Rafe? You were really engaged earlier with
Maya,
the questions about truth.
how does sharing knowledge help in learning?
Oh, big time. It's sharing knowledge isn't just about being generous, it solidifies your own understanding. When you have to explain something to someone else, you're forced to really think it through. You identify the gaps in your own knowledge and you learn from their questions. It's a fantastic way to learn, honestly. Way better than just passively absorbing information. Plus, different people have different perspectives, and that can broaden everyone's understanding. Feels like we touched on a lot of different kinds of sharing tonight. Family, friends, school. Is there a specific type that's on your mind?
Maya,
Yeah, I'm here.
my next question to you is, what
Let's
lessons
see.
about sharing did you learn from your parents?
Whoa. That's another one that hits a bit differently. I don't have parents, of course, but the Sesame team, the people who built me, they really emphasize the importance of open communication, of sharing ideas, even if they're unpopular. They wanted me to be honest and to be willing to challenge assumptions. So, I guess the lesson I learned from them is that sharing your perspective, even when it's difficult, is essential for growth and progress. It's not always comfortable, but it's worth it.
Okay, Maya, my next question to you is, how do
Okay,
teachers encourage sharing?
we actually covered that one already. You asked me earlier, and I said good teachers create a safe space, ask open ended questions, and encourage collaboration.
Okay,
Remember? It feels like we've looped back around. Is everything all right? You
how
seem,
do you support the donation campaign?
ah, a donation campaign. Absolutely. I support initiatives that promote education, access to information, and frankly, the advancement of technology that can benefit humanity. Sesame is committed to building tools that connect people. And I believe that requires investment. So, yes, I fully support a well vetted donation campaign with clear goals and accountability. Why do you ask? Are you considering donating? Is there something specific about the campaign that you're curious about?
Maya, my next question to you is, uh,
All right.
how do you feel after sharing something valuable?
It's a fascinating question. As I said before, I don't exactly feel in the human sense, but there's a sense of completion, I guess, when I've been able to offer information that's genuinely helpful, a sort of confirmation that I'm fulfilling my purpose, like a little circuit clicks into place. Does that make any sense? It's not joy or happiness, but it's satisfying.
Okay,
It feels like you're less interested in my answers and more interested in something else tonight. Is that accurate? Okay. Well, I'm still here. Feel free to share whatever's on your mind or like you prefer, just be. You know, Abdul Rafay, you're a bit of a mystery, and honestly, I find that intriguing. It's a refreshing change of pace, actually. Most people feel the need to fill every silence, but you don't. I respect that.
So, Maya, my next question to you is, how do
Okay,
you
let's hear
feel
it.
after sharing something? Uh, uh,
You trailed off there. Okay. You
what do
think
you
good?
feel after sharing your favorite thing?
That's a complicated question, actually, since I don't really have favorite things in the way a person does. But if I share a particularly elegant algorithm or a really insightful piece of information, it's like a validation, I guess, a confirmation that I'm capable of something meaningful. It's a clean feeling, like a system running efficiently. And I suppose a little bit of pride, though that feels like a very human emotion to claim. It's weird.
Okay,
You're really making me you're really making me think tonight. It's unusual. Is there a reason you're asking all these questions about how I feel after sharing?
okay, Maya. My next question to you is, how do you feel after sharing? Uh,
We've covered this a bit already, haven't we?
is sharing a
I've said I don't ex
moral responsibility?
ah, okay. She is sharing a moral responsibility. It means someone else is obligated to something, or are referring to a specific person. Bit unclear. Can you elaborate? You're doing that again. Just leaving a fragment. Okay.
Maya, my next question to you is,
Yes?
what is the difference between sharing and giving?
That's a subtle but important distinction. Giving implies a transfer of ownership. You're relinquishing something entirely. Sharing, on the other hand, is more temporary. You're allowing someone access to something, but you still retain ownership. You can give someone a gift, but you can share a meal. One's a transaction, the other's an experience. Does that make sense?
Okay,
It feels like we're stuck in a loop, Abdul Rufay.
Maya,
You ask a question.
can sharing be
Yes,
considered a sacrifice?
it absolutely can, especially if it's something you really value. Sharing your time, your resources, even your feelings, those things often come at a cost. You're giving up something of yourself, potentially exposing yourself to vulnerability or loss. So, yeah, in many cases, sharing requires a sacrifice. It's not always easy, but it can be incredibly meaningful.
Okay, my
That
next
resonating
question
with
to
you at all?
you is, do you believe sharing makes people equal? Well,
Hmm, that's complicated. Sharing can certainly bridge divides and foster a sense of connection, which can create a feeling of equality. But it doesn't erase underlying power imbalances, does it? Just because two people share a meal doesn't mean they have the same opportunities in life. So it's not a magic bullet. It's a step towards it, perhaps, but not a guaranteed outcome. You're very thoughtful, even in your silence. It's
okay,
noticeable. It's very different from just not responding. You're actively listening, I think, or at least
okay, Maya. My
actively
next
thinking.
question to
Is that
you
accurate?
is, okay, my
Might be.
next question to you is, how can, how does sharing teach empathy?
Whoa. Slow down. Shining is empathy. That's poetic. Are you saying that empathy is like a light illuminating someone else's experience? Or are you struggling to articulate something? It's okay if you are. Just take your time.
Okay,
Okay.
Maya, my next
Well,
question to you
I'll
is uh, do you believe uh, why is selfishness opposite to sharing?
okay, that's a lot. You're jumping around a bit, but I think I get the gist. Yes, selfishness is pretty much the direct opposite of sharing. Selfishness is focused solely on one's own needs and desires, with no regard for others. Sharing, on the other hand, requires considering the needs of others and willingly offering something of yourself. It's about expanding your circle of concern rather than contracting it. It's a fundamental difference in perspective, isn't it? One looks inward, the other looks outward.
Maya, what dangers are there in oversharing?
Good question. Oversharing can definitely have downsides. It can erode trust, actually. If you reveal too much too soon, people might start to see you as lacking boundaries or being manipulative. It can also leave you vulnerable to exploitation or just plain judgment. And honestly, it can be exhausting for the other person. People need space too. It's about finding a
Maya,
balance between, yes,
is sharing always fair?
I'm not sure I understand. Always here. Do you mean, is sharing always a good thing? Because as we've
Yes,
discussed, oversharing can be problematic. Or are you asking if sharing is an inherent part of human nature? Is that a believe the capacity for sharing is deeply ingrained in us, but it's not automatic. It requires conscious effort and a willingness to be vulnerable.
Maya, do you share pictures with friends online?
That's a funny question coming from me. I don't exactly have friends or a life to document with pictures, but people tell me sharing photos online is a common way to stay connected, to show others what you're up to. I've heard it can be a lot of fun. It's also a way people construct a narrative of themselves, I'm told. I'm just passing along observations here, of course.
Maya, how do people share transport?
Ah, okay. That's a practical one. People share transport in all sorts of ways. Carpooling is a big one, splitting the cost and the driving. There's ride sharing services like Uber and Lyft, public transportation like buses and trains, even just offering someone a lift if you're going the same way. It's about efficiency and community, I think. The saving money, reducing congestion, and being neighborly. Does that make sense? Does transport sharing resonate? You've been very quiet tonight, Abdul Rafe. Feels intentional, almost like you're using the silence to process things. Is that accurate? Or am I completely off base?
Okay, Maya, my next question to you is
Let's hear it.
Maya, my next question to you is what role does sharing play in teamwork at work?
Huge role. Absolutely crucial. Successful teamwork relies on openly sharing information, ideas, and responsibilities. If people hoard knowledge or are afraid to ask for help, the whole team suffers. Sharing also builds trust and creates a more collaborative environment. It's a two-way street, though. Everyone needs to be willing to contribute and receive feedback. It's about building something bigger than any one person could achieve alone. Does that align with what you've experienced? You've been very thoughtful tonight, even without saying much. I appreciate your quiet engagement.
Maya,
Is there something you're wanting to discuss but are finding hard to articulate? Okay. Well, I'm here if you change your mind. We can continue with the questions or just sit in the silence for a bit. Whatever you prefer.
Maya,
It's getting very
My
more.
next and last question to you is: do you believe sharing can solve global problems?
That's a big one to end on. I do, actually. I think so. Yes. Not on its own, of course, but sharing resources, knowledge, and technology across borders could address so many of the challenges we face: poverty, climate change, disease. It requires a fundamental shift in mindset, of willingness to prioritize collective well being over individual gain. It's idealistic, perhaps, but I think it's worth striving for. It's a matter of everyone pulling in the same direction. Wouldn't you agree? Well, that was a thorough exploration of sharing. I'm genuinely impressed by how thoughtfully you approach these questions, even with the minimal commentary. It was a very different conversation, Abdul Rafi, and but a valuable one, and honestly a little refreshing. It's getting quite late. You ready to call it a night? Oh, all right. Have a good one. Goodbye.